Okay, we're back at Content Marketing World, and I'm excited because I'm such a fanboy. We're here with MJ from Microsoft, right? So my very first computer when I was 12 had MS-DOS on it and DOS shell, and I dug into it, and then I loved Microsoft from that moment on. I bought the first Zune. I bought, the first watch that they had for a while. I was the first adopter of the, live search API before Bing, right?
Yes.
So working with the live search team quite a bit. I've been an MVP.
That's fantastic.
Ran a Microsoft community. But
it's amazing to run into you here.
Yeah.
So thank you.
I find Microsoft people. I actually was the first person in Kansas to own the band. And then we got one of the first shipments of the HoloLens. So we
fantastic.
Love Microsoft, love what you guys are doing, and especially in search. And
we appreciate that.
Because, sure, Google is Google, and they own a base, and they have it. But Bing search results.
That base is getting smaller.
Yeah, I always point, like when we're building new content management systems and people are saying, how are we going to do search? I say, let's go look at Bing. Because the integration of pictures and the integration of more data, schema data, not just the stuff Google's trying to sell you, but real data to help you is where I think everybody's going.
It's amazing to run into a fan like this because a lot of people are surprised that Bing actually has what is it? It's now 31% market share in the US. So the Bing network, 31%, and 156 million people not on Google.
Yeah.
So our audience tends to spend more. They're more engaged with what they're searching on and tend to convert better. And so I'm excited because I've been in search for a very long time. I used to sell solutions for advertisers 2006, 2007, when it was called live search. And so to see this this progress, and we've made so many algorithmic changes, quality updates, that our product is better, in my humble opinion, for not only the consumer searching, but also our advertisers. And so we're very excited.
Oh, yeah. And I mean, you guys have always focused on more than just the text and the web page, right? It's been like the ecosystem. So when SharePoint and Search and Office 365 comes around and there's the same need, there's documents, there's other forms of content besides HTML. And then the image recognition, the stuff you guys are doing.
Bing has become the intelligent fabric through all of the Microsoft ecosystem. And so if, say, a user is using Word, they could highlight terms and actually do some research within that experience and access Bing. We have definitely increased with Cortana and Windows 10 and that experience. We're really bringing that conversation as a platform into everyday life.
Absolutely.
And that search part is anticipating what is it that you need. Instead of searching, it appears to be more helpful.
And what's amazing, like we've seen it with our kids, I will type words and like go to a search engine to see if I got the spelling correct. My kids skip that. They hit the microphone button and they say what they want to in it, and then it goes.
It's amazing.
It's like, so it's not, we're so used to having a keyboard and having to do everything with the keyboard. Kids who started with mobile devices that didn't have a keyboard on them, yeah, sure, they don't know what it looks like on the inside. They don't know what a RAM chip is. They don't know what the CPU does, but they know how to interface with today.
Right.
And search with voice, search with pictures, context, all this stuff that we're getting to. The video of the blind man putting the next generation goggle or glasses on, and then it says who's talking to him and what their emotion is. That's all powered by search.
Yes.
And that's all a new environment that we can interact with as business owners, as people who would like to advertise. That it's not, we know display ads aren't working as well as they used to, but that's the only thing you got to do it. We can start to interact with these newer, more modern ways to get involved in search.
Absolutely. I mean, the whole point, I think, for Bing and for Bing ads, that whole mission of Microsoft, really, it's about empowering every person and organization on the planet to achieve more. And so how does information that is leveraged through that platform called Bing help that. I mean, it helps in every single way. Being able to democratize, if that's the right word.
Yeah.
Democratize the availability of information is so important. And so being able to empower someone trying to research, anything from, a bucket list trip to the best prosthetic that they need for their situation, whatever that is, we definitely want to have an ecosystem of information. So we have more of an open partnership approach. And so we have a lot of partners that we work with, a lot of data that hopefully becomes a much more useful search experience, and anything that exists today already.
And what's cool is like when live search was rolling out, and we get the call and it says, "Hey, would you guys implement for us? We're going to put it on the keynote." Right? It was like a guy sitting, two guys sitting in a room, all of a sudden get a call from Microsoft that says, "Hey, we're going to showcase your integration with the platform." That would never happen with Google, right? That's not something, because they don't have the same partner ecosystem. They don't have that idea that we can only be as loud as Redmond will allow us to get, right? We have to have partners and people who are trying things and innovating be the ones that spread the message.
Yeah, well, I think that there's power in, there's that, it's my opinion. I love that book, Good to Great, and that mastermind can apply to the world. And I feel like I'm in the right place as an individual with Microsoft, as it's changed in the last couple of years with Satya. And the culture is about inclusion, not just inclusion and diversity, which we are about, but that diversity and that inclusion brings all the great ideas that help make the best possible experience for all humans. And I know that sounds grand and that sounds lofty and idealistic, but it's so true. And I think we're onto something that taps into the hopes and dreams of people in the world, that there is a company out there that is behind every single human being, no matter what their circumstances are. And even if that's a company that needs a partner to help achieve, their goals, that's what we want to do. We want to partner. We don't want to be the solo, in a vacuum. We really want to bring the world together.
Today, real time is the only time that counts. To stay relevant, you have to stay ahead. Your customers want the right information, right now, wherever they are. So how do you meet the demands of today's customers? By marketing in context. Context accounts for a customer's interaction with your brand. So each touch builds on the next, creating more meaningful experiences for your customers. At Sitecore, we call this context marketing. To do it well, you need marketing technology that has three things: contextual intelligence, content management, and omni-channel automation. Contextual intelligence gives you the information you need about your consumers, so the content you manage is more relevant and is automatically delivered wherever your customers are. The Sitecore Experience platform was built for context marketing, so you can create a more personalized customer experience. Demand more from your marketing technology. Demand more from marketing. Own the experience. Sitecore.
Together.
It's amazing. Over a decade ago, I was standing in Building 33, and there was a piece of the Berlin Wall, full piece.
I've stood next to that
Beautiful,
piece of the Berlin Wall.
Full color. I mean, so much graffiti on that piece. And I go, where can I get more information about this? And I go, well, we've never thought about that. Maybe we should start to archive the Microsoft collection. And so the blog starts to come out, and then they have this whole library of all the art, and you can actually go visit it to see Microsoft be who they are today, that people are coming back to Microsoft. People are starting to look at this because of what Satya is doing, right? And now that they that piece of the Berlin Wall, which is a very colorful, united piece around the mission of bringing diversity in.
That's an amazing correlation. Thank you for bringing that up, because I have stood in front of that piece of the wall, and I remember 1989. I remember that moment, and it was just astonishing. And then to see that piece there, and the way that you put that, so colorful, because it is. If you ever get a chance to visit Microsoft campus, you can go and visit that piece in Building 33, and it has graffiti on it, but it's beautifully, various colors and whatnot. So yeah.
And so it's just everybody who out there has this perception that Apple is cool and Google is cool, Microsoft's staunchy, and the new IBM. Man, you haven't seen the real Microsoft.
Just wait.
Yeah, exactly. So thank you for
your
your
we're
time.
pretty colorful here.
Yeah.
I don't know if this is on camera, but
no, yeah, absolutely. No, I mean, you guys are awesome. So thank you for your time, and I can't wait for content marketers to stop looking at Facebook is the only option for content sponsorship, but really start to look at the search engines and the intent and what people, if you can't always get on that long tail, you want to find ways to get that content rich, interactive ads that are full, and they're not just, here's the text, here's the meta description you get, and we're always going to put you at the top. It's full page.
From a content marketing standpoint, the one key takeaway for anyone listening really is anything that you're doing, whether it's on Facebook or on TV or radio, whatever it is, people are going to research your brand. They're going to do, in that consumer decision journey, they're going to do research. And our audience is super valuable, especially in the tech industry, and any enterprise solution providers. And so if you're not on Bing, you're missing a very valuable audience. And search can amplify whatever you're doing. For example, if you do any kind of campaign anywhere and you don't advertise your brand or do brand bidding, and your competitor does on your brand, they're benefiting from that other campaign that drove that person to do that research. You have to own that. So I hope to see more people investigate Bing and Bing Ads.
Well, I can't wait to I want to interact with you more as we roll out Enterprise Marketer, because I think it shows that there's some really cool stuff going on.
I would love to do that.
Awesome. Yep. Thanks for your time today.
Thank you.
There are so many marketing tools to choose from these days. More than 3,500 the last time we checked. If you're overwhelmed and confused, you're not alone. With so many options, marketers are having a difficult time trying to select which tools will meet their team's unique needs. So why did the top content marketing teams choose DVHQ? It's because of our unique focus. Let me explain. The typical content marketing process looks something like this. You start with a defined strategy, then you ideate and brainstorm with your team. Create a plan of attack, produce the content, optimize it, then publish and promote the content, and finally, review the analytics to see how your content performed. As you may know, most marketing software tools are built to support the back half of this process. There are countless CMS platforms, email marketing tools, marketing automation systems, social publishing tools, analytics suites, etc. The list goes on and on. But here's the thing. The back half of the process is not where companies are really struggling. What marketing teams are really struggling with is the upfront part of the process, the strategy, the ideation, planning, workflow, and collaboration during the content production process. Sound familiar? If you don't get your upfront strategy and planning right, the odds of consistently publishing great content is, well, not very good. So these upfront areas are where we focus 100%. We don't want to reinvent wheels or be a jack of all trades, master of none type of content marketing solution. DVHQ is on a mission to build a content marketing platform that makes it incredibly easy for you to plan and produce high quality content more efficiently. This approach then gives you the freedom to integrate and connect DVHQ to your preferred downstream tools. So, if you're looking for help with strategy, ideation, planning, and collaboration, then we're the solution for you.